Yo, real quick, before we get into the video, I just want to let y'all know, my merch is live. You see the hoodie I'm wearing right now? You see it? I don't know. You see it? The first logo? The OG logo? The OGs remember this one? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we got merch going live. I got this one. Look. We got merch on merch, baby. I got this one, you know what I mean? We got all that. Yo, go get you some merch right now. Alright, anyway, let's get into the video.
Don't blow my high talking all that shit. Roll another L, light another spliff. Sipping on some rock, bout to bag another bitch. Nigga, can't you tell that it's fucking lit? It's fucking lit. It's fucking lit. It's fucking lit. It's fucking lit. Tell these hating ass niggas they could blow the grip. Blow the grip. It's fucking lit. It's fucking lit. It's fucking lit. It's fucking lit. Don't blow my high talking all that shit.
Yeah. What up, Pat? Game Boy Cloudy. Back with another YouTube video. Alright, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that sub button. All that and all that. You already know the vibes. If you don't know, now you know. You feel me? Real quick, I'm gonna give the little kids a second to leave. You know what I mean? This is gonna be the first story time that we do on the channel. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I did a little vote. I did it a while back though. I did a vote on the community tab and asked which one would y'all want to hear first, the first time I got high or how I lost my first job. And this one won by a pretty big margin. I was kind of surprised. I would have thought people would have want to know how I lost my first job, but I mean, it is what it is. So yeah, let me get a kid a little second to leave. You know what I mean?
12 seconds later.
Alright, fuck it. So if they say, listen, if you still here, then it ain't my fault. Don't blame me. You're a grown ass little kid. It's not my fault. Hold on. And then for the story time, every time I do a story, I'm gonna try to take a shot of liquor. So I mean, there's a little bit of truth serum, so I ain't holding back. Give y'all what it is, and what it ain't. So yeah, real quick, the backstory. I'm from Yonkers, New York. If you don't know where Yonkers, New York is, I'm from the same places like The Lox, Jadakiss, Styles P, Mary J. Blige, DMX. Who else is from here? We don't have too many people. We don't have too many people who make it out famous, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm from there. It's by like the Bronx. So it's technically considered Westchester, but like the way it is here, it's like you got your suburban parts and then you got your urban parts, you know what I mean? Like it's like a nice mixture of both places here. So me, I'm from like more the hood part, like more the urban part of Yonkers. I'm from Slowbound. So yeah, to me, like weed has always been around and stuff like that, but I never really, like, you know, as a kid, you never really think about it. But like what happened was, like, my cousin, he turned 16. This is around the time I'm 14, 15. How old? I was probably like, I want to say 15 when I first started smoking. Yeah, we gonna say 15. Go ahead and start the day, right? Yeah, 15. So, it was my cousin Percy's birthday. Shout out Percy P. It was crazy because now my cousin Percy P, like, he like strung out, like the dude be doing like K2, all type of shit. Like he be smoking dust. That's why you gotta be careful when you start smoking. This is one thing I do want to tell you. If you do start smoking and shit like that, always watch what's being rolled. Don't just let somebody hand you some shit, cause you don't know what the fuck they could put K2 in it. They could put, oh, man, there's all type of shit that's green that you don't want to smoke, or that's black that you don't want to smoke. You don't want to smoke no dust your first time. That's how a lot of people have a bad experience and they never wind up smoking it again. But yeah, so it was my cousin's 16th birthday. Now he lived in a different hood, but it wasn't too far from the hood that I'm from. But he lived over there, and a lot of my teenage years I spent with him and his family, because my uncle had a baby with his mom. So like all of them, they're not all my cousins, but I consider all of them family. Like, you know what I mean? So my cousin, one of the kids, Percy, it was his birthday. Now Percy just started smoking, and I knew he just started smoking. So like I've been cool with Percy probably since I was like 10, 11. You know what I mean? That's when I started hanging out with him. So probably like 10, 11 years old. So I probably knew the dude about 4 years at this point. Like we was always cool, and we both wasn't smoking, and then we were both like going through puberty at the same time. But he's like a year or two older than me, so like everything that he's catching is before me. So he's like, it's his 16th birthday. Like, you know what I mean, I'm 15. So like, yeah, he's like, yo, we about to go out and smoke, and he tapped me on my leg like, yo, Diddy, you want to come smoke? And I'm like, yo, fuck it, why not? Because I always thought about it, and I was just like, yo, like, it's always around. And I just wanted to see what the fuss was about, like. So, yeah, long story short, we went up. It was me, Percy, 2 girls. The dude that wound up producing for me later on, his name was, M. Stutter. Yeah, it was me, Percy, M. Stutter, 2 girls. We went upstairs. Now, in the hood, they got, like, it's like if you go all the way up the stairs, you go to like the roof. Basically, it's like a fire escape shit. They tell you don't even go there. But what we would do, because when you press it, the alarm will go off. But instead of like the alarm going off, we would just say right there. You know what I mean? So it wouldn't like we wouldn't be in nobody's way, so nobody would call the cops or no shit like that. So we was all the way up at the top, and yeah, they started rolling up and all that. I'm watching them roll. You know what I mean? Because I always know like. Watch people roll. Like, even though I'm cool with them and shit like that, I doubt that they would do anything. They wasn't on any other type of drug at that point but weed, but you never know, like I said. So, I watched them roll or whatever. Long story short, they start passing it around. And it's so funny, because the first time I went to smoke, I didn't even understand how to smoke, like, because I was just, like, so new to shit, and it never really, like, crossed my mind, like, yo, like, start smoking and shit, so I was... At that point, until they started handing me the blunt, I never thought about how do you smoke. So I was just like taking the inhales, like, and then I just fuck up, like I just blow it out. Like, which if you don't smoke, I'm not gonna tell you how to smoke. I'm not gonna teach you how to smoke on this video. But as not smoking, like I'm just inhaling and exhaling. And then what I'm doing, like, and I'm doing it, and I'm thinking, like, they telling me, no, you gotta do this, like, and I'm like, and I'm trying, then I get like a bad like. Inhale, and I wind up coughing, and it's just like my nose is all fucked up, my throat is all fucked up, all that shit. So we go back down. I just tell them like, yo, I'm good on that. Like I let them finish smoking. It was already like only like 1 blunt, and like I said, it was like 4 of us, 5 of us on 1 blunt. So like, I mean, that wasn't nothing to me. I was like, nah, I'm good on that shit. Like I took like 3 hits, and I was just like, oh nah, this ain't it. So yeah, we went back downstairs. Everything was pretty much normal. One of the guys that lived in the house with Percy, he was telling me like, yo, you look a little like, you know what I mean? Why your eyes so red? Why you so jolly? But it wasn't even like, I probably was just happy and we was just lit because it was his birthday, but I really wasn't. I don't know why he thought that or whatever, but that was the first time somebody thought I was high, so shit was just, it was just crazy. But yeah, flash forward, I'm gonna give you the time where I actually did like get high, because that was the first time me smoking. Now the first time I actually got high, it was me and my friend, my best friend, Rashid, Snoop. I call him Snoop because he likes Snoop Dogg. But yeah, so me and him, we like walking back from school one day, and I'm just telling him like, yo, bro, like you want to smoke, like, and like he started laughing, like he's like, yo, you serious? I'm like, yeah, like we can go get that shit. And he's like, all right, sure, for sure, like I'm down. So, what I did was, I only knew one place to get weed, like, and that shit was so, like, you could tell, like, oh, man, I done came a long way from then. Not to say that I still smoke, cough, like, I still smoke, but, you know what I mean? But back then, like, I didn't even know what the fuck was going on. Like, I would go to this one spot that I knew that they had weed. It was, like, halfway across town. I was just driving at that. I'm only, like, 15. So we would walk from my house, the south side of Yonkers, to the north side of Yonkers, just to buy like a dime bag of weed. Mind you, we walked past like 10 drug dealers and all that shit. They just not saying that to us because we look wild young. We look like maybe 14 even. We could pass for like 13 maybe if you really wanted to like take it there. But yeah, so we walked all the way from my house to the north side. We got the shit, went back to my house because we didn't want to smoke there. Because yeah, we knew it was gonna be like 5, 6 people who wanted to smoke with us, so we didn't want to smoke there. So we took the shit. We had let my cousin roll it, my cousin Percy. We let him roll it. He rolled the Dutch. whatever real fast, smoked a couple, you know what I'm saying, take a couple of hits, and send us on about a merry way. We got back to my house, me and Rashid, I believe Rashid rolled the first one. Did Rashid roll the first? I don't even know. I should call him. But yeah, I think he rolled it. Yeah, so cause my mom, she wasn't home. She was at like work or some shit, and I knew what time she would get home. So I knew if like we smoked, I put the fan in the back. You know what I mean, we smoked in the back room. Cause I had like my mom had like a 3-bedroom apartment, but it was only me and my mom. So like the third room was like basically kept for storage. So she had like the fans back there, the ACs when it was winter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. So I just put the fan in the back window and opened the window, and we were just blowing into the fan, blowing out the window.
My nigga.
And then after, I just like sprayed the shit. And it was just so crazy because I remember, because this time, like now, I don't actually know like what I'm doing. So like when I go and smoke, like I'm not thinking nothing of it, but I keep smoking. And then I'm just like, oh shit, like, like I remember this shit just being like a fucking movie, bro. Like, this shit good. It was just a movie. Like everything seemed like a dream to me. Everything was just like hilarious. It was like the funniest joke ever told. And me and him was sitting in silence, bro. But me and him like had the same type of connection where like we was just dying laughing, bro. Like we was literally on when the blunt was like probably like this big, like we was on the floor crying, bro, like laughing and shit. And the shit was just crazy, bro. It was honestly a blast. It was honestly a blast. I'm not gonna lie. But what happened? What was the aftermath of that? It wasn't nothing too crazy. Like my mom never found out. Like none of that shit. Like we smoked. It was just a complete success. Like the only thing. That's how I knew we were really fucking high, because we went to the store, we bought chips, bro. We were eating the chips, bro. It was like the best bag of Doritos I ever had in life. Like still to this day, I never had a bag of Doritos like that bag of Doritos that I had when I first got high. I'm telling you, bro. Like this shit is just different. But yeah, like we went to the store, we got munchies and shit, and that's when I realized like, oh, this is why people call them, because everything just tastes way. And I don't mean to glorify weed like this, because I know a couple of y'all are like, oh, really, Cloudy, it's like that. Oh, and then listen, don't do drugs. You know what I'm saying? But if you do drugs, make sure it's something like, you know what I'm saying, nothing too crazy, like some weed or some shit. Maybe you want to drink or something. Don't go out doing Percocets and Molly and mushrooms and coke and like, trust me, bro, you don't want to do none of that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I ever done, honestly, was weed. So yeah, that was pretty much it, bro. Like it was just wild cool. Like, man, like I don't even know. I remember like, yeah, after we came back from the store, he fucking like, I had a cat in my house, and I had just put the fucking cat food out for the cat. Like I just poured it, and then my friend, he was like, yo, bro, can I get some water, bro? Like, I'm wild parched, like, and I was like, yeah, bro, help yourself. So he went, he grabbed the thing, he poured his water or whatever, and then he left. Like, while he did that, he kicked over the whole thing. And I'm like, and I know he heard it, because it's like, bang, it kicked, flipped over, and then all the shit is scattered. And then I watch him, like, pour his cup, drinking his cup of water, and walk out the room. And I'm just like, yo, bro, like, are you gonna tell me you ain't see this shit? Like, he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, come back in here. And then he comes back, and he's like, yo, I did that? And then he just started busting out laughing, bro. Like, yo, this shit was just wild crazy, bro. Like, yeah. But yeah, that's it. Story time number 1. Yo, get this to, let's go for 50 likes, man. Get this to 50 likes. I'll give y'all another story time next week. It's gonna be way better. Like, get high was nothing too crazy. Like, I can give y'all like bad experiences. Bad experiences are for the best story time. So I'm gonna put up another poll and see what story time y'all wanna hear next. Remember, my merch is out, you know what I'm saying? Merch is out now. Go get your merch. I'm gonna put a link in the description. All of that. I'm probably gonna put a video before the video even come, so y'all know that it's there. You know what I mean? But always remember, kids, 3 eyes open, 10 toes down, and I'm out.